Hey guys, Tiffany Ofili Porter here, where I discuss all things life after sport. In this video, we are going to be giving a detailed breakdown on how to curl your Sisterlocks using pipe cleaners. Now, I have done a similar video in the past where I was taking out the pipe cleaners, but this one is going to be more of a detailed explanation from start to finish. I'm talking how to make the pipe cleaners become rollers, all the way to how many pipe cleaners you need to the finished product of how it looks in the end. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Curling your locks. This is specific to Sisterlocks just because that's what I have, that's what I'm used to. However, I do believe that this method can also be used for traditional locks, micro locks, inner locks, brother locks, all of the type of locks, because for the most part, it's a universal method. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna get two pipe cleaners like this, okay? And you are going to then kind of twist them on each other. Now you only need to do this once, because once you get these pipe cleaners to be how you need them to be, you can reuse them. I've been reusing these pipe cleaners for, goodness, like 3 years now at this point. So you're gonna twist them all the way down on one another until you come to the very end. Now, I guess technically you could do this with just one pipe cleaner without having to twist it on itself, but I like the twist method with two because it just gives them a little bit of structure and it kind of adheres to your hair a little bit better. So after you twist it all the way, you're going to make a loop here at the end of the pipe cleaner. Now, this part is very important because this is going to serve as like the bottom of the curler, and when you put your hair at the bottom, it's going to kind of help it to stay. I'll kind of do a breakdown so you can see what I mean. It's a little bit easier to explain when you're actually doing it. So, like I said, I've reused my pipe cleaners. I have 74 pipe cleaners that I've kind of accumulated throughout the years, and they are reusable. You can achieve curled locks with pipe cleaners. You can use curlers. You can use, I'm sure, Bantu knots. There's just different methods to achieve the curled lock look. In this video, we're going to be talking specifically about pipe cleaners because that's what I do. So once you get all of your pipe cleaners ready, I like to do mine on freshly washed hair. Now, this is one of the keys here, guys, so make sure you get your pen and your paper. This is very important. When you have Sisterlocks and you have a lot of hair like me, or just locks in general, I think it's pretty universal. Do not put your pipe cleaners or your braid out or your Bantu knots or your curlers on wet hair. Do not put your pipe cleaners on wet hair. Do not do it. I've made the mistake before, and I think it's easy to assume, oh, if it's wet, that'll just kind of stick better or the curls will last longer. No, because what happens more often than not, even when you give yourself like say 3 days for your curls to set, they will still be damp in the middle in certain areas, and then all of your hard work will be in vain. So this is freshly washed hair, but it's been a few hours now. So it is 95% dry, which is good enough. It doesn't need to be 100% dry, but don't even think you're gonna do it on wet hair, okay? Second key, mousse, okay? This is the Lotto body. I've talked about it in previous videos, but I want this particular video to be all inclusive of everything from start to finish. You have to use mousse. Now, I guess technically you don't have to do anything, but if you want your locked curls to last several weeks, I'm talking, I've been able to get 7 weeks out of my curled set before, you have to use mousse. Thinking that you're just gonna do it on wet hair and not use any products, yeah, it'll probably last about 3-4 days, but with this method, I get my curls to last literally until I wash them out. Now, they will naturally kind of fall, which I kind of like that look too, but definitely use mousse. Any mousse will be fine. I like the Lotto body. This is high hold mousse. It's super inexpensive. I think it's like $3 for a bottle. for a full set of hair with the amount of product that I use, I can get about 2 uses out of 1 pack, maybe 3. So keep that in mind. I kind of just keep these on deck. I buy them in bulk and just keep them in my bathroom. That's the second key. And another key is the smaller the sections you do, the tighter those curls will be. Now, I have made videos before kind of describing how many pipe cleaners I've used. The more pipe cleaners you use, the tighter your curls will be, and vice versa. The fewer pipe cleaners you use, the looser your curls will be. So I've done this set before, and I think the least amount I've done is like 40 pipe cleaners, and it was looser curls. It was really pretty. I loved it. Didn't last as long as the one where I did it with 62 curls. So I'm gonna walk you through how to put the pipe cleaners in really quickly. And I think I'm gonna fast forward to the end, because usually that's what people wanna see, like a before and after of how it looks in the end. So I'm gonna tell you how long it takes me to put in the full set of pipe cleaners, because I mean, that's really important. I've been doing this for a while. I'm really quick and just kind of help to set expectations. I'm going to tell you how many pipe cleaners I use. And then at the end, we're going to take them down together and you can see how it's going to turn out. So let me go ahead and just kind of get started with it. Another thing I do like to do personally is to put these pipe cleaners in on freshly washed hair. Keep your hair clean, and I guess you don't necessarily have to, but for me, I do like to keep my hair curled. That's like kind of my go-to style with my locks. So if I know I'm going to keep them in for weeks, I'd rather them be freshly washed so I can get the most amount of time out of that curled set. Because I do not, as much as I love my curled hair, I do not like dirty hair. So that's just kind of a trade-off. They only last as long as you keep your hair unwashed. And no, I do not normally go the 7 weeks that I mentioned, but I have before because it was in the winter. I wasn't sweating as much, but I digress. So another key that I like to do, I like to keep the ones in the front smaller. The ones in the back, you can get away with them being a little bit bigger because, I mean, yeah, it just saves you a little bit of time when you do that. So just give you an idea of how big of sections I do. Again, I really like volume. So I tend to do relatively small sections. I guess it depends on what you consider small. So when you get your section, and as you can see, I got a little hang time. So the longer your hair is, the thicker your hair is, the more product you're going to use. So keep that in mind as well. So for me, I do about 1, 2, 3, 4, to be honest, like 4 or 5 pumps. And trust me, I know it might seem like a lot of product, and it actually probably arguably is, but this is the method that I use that is going to help my curls last for an extended period of time. All right, so as you can see, remember I mentioned that loop that we made on the pipe cleaner at the end. This is what's going at the end of your hair. Okay, hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing. You wrap it around that base, okay? You want to wrap it really strong on that base because you're going to be curling on top of it. And as you can see, I'm rolling on each, like as the sections progress. Now you see how I have a few locks here that are hanging out. You're going to wrap that also around that section and then just keep going. And after this one, I'm going to go ahead and just start my timer, because actually I've technically never timed how long I take to do this. Now, another key, guys, I'm giving y'all all the tea. So like I mentioned, take notes. You do not want to make it go all the way to the root of your hair, because especially if you're doing it after a fresh retightening, it can make your hair very sore. Now, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since I've had my last retightening, so my hair has loosened up. But just in general, you don't want to add too much tension at that base. So yes, I got pretty close, but it's not like pulling. So you give yourself at least, I don't know, like half an inch, I would say. So that's it, first section down. Let me go ahead and set this timer. I'm gonna do a couple more on camera, but in an effort to not make this video ridiculously long. I'm not going to do too many because I do think once you've seen me do a couple, it would be more useful to see me kind of taking them down and that final product. Okay, pipe cleaner number 2. And to be honest, I probably could get away with 4 pumps instead of 5. Now, when I first started my curling lock journey, I would always think, but how are the locks, I guess, going to stick on the pipe cleaners if it's not wet? It's not gonna be worth it. But trust me, when you are putting on this much product on each section of lock, it is going to help them set really well. Trust me on this. You do not want to do all this product and have your hair be drenching wet either, because you're gonna take them down and be mad at yourself for wasting 45 minutes to an hour putting them in, and they don't even set because they're still wet. Locks do take a little bit longer to dry, especially when it's curled, okay? So this is number 3. I think it's safe to say I would probably do about 4 pumps per section. So I know I said 5 earlier. If you have longer hair than me, if you're doing larger sections, then maybe you would want to do 5. If I had shorter hair and maybe not as thick, I could probably get away with doing 3 pumps of mousse at each time. But yeah, guys, I do cover a lot of Sisterlocks content on this channel. I had have, because it's kind of ongoing, a whole Loctician Speaks series on here where I do bring my loctician on and we discuss all things Sisterlocks. We've done, our most recent one, for example, was the difference between micro locks and Sisterlocks, because that is a question that she and I get a lot. We've done a cons of Sisterlock video. There's been 4 videos in the series thus far, so make sure you refer to those videos. And I've also created a separate Sisterlocks playlist for my locked sisters and brothers who are interested in learning more. And I'm just here to be a resource. So if you do love Sisterlock content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, I don't only do Sisterlock content. I cover marriage, I cover motherhood, and I just kind of show all things life after sport. So go ahead and join the family, y'all. We are growing every day, and I appreciate every single person who is a part of this community. We have a good time. We learn from each other. Like, sometimes I literally get insight about locks, about life in my comments from my friends on this app. So it's just a really cool community that we've created. And if you want to be a part of it, go ahead and join the family. I also blog, I vlog. I have an Instagram and a TikTok and a Threads presence. So you can also feel free to catch me on those platforms as well. Now, I did show you kind of what happens when you have a lock that kind of falls out of the section of locks, and that's going to happen right here. You see I have this lock that is shorter. You kind of just pull it into the curl as you go. So that is something. And I also really always like to make sure that this part of the locks are slathered and lathered with lots of mousse. It really does help with adherence and just helping with it to set. So as you can see, we are rocking and rolling here. And I always say it, but I'm going to mention it again. If you guys ever have any questions on Sisterlocks, I'm literally just a comment or DM, if you're on other apps, away to answer and just to be a resource. I kind of mentioned in a previous video that I've kind of unofficially become a bit of a brand ambassador, a self-proclaimed brand ambassador. It's not like the Sisterlocks headquarters reached out to me, but just because I love Sisterlocks and I love creating content about that and just being a resource in that way, I would love to answer any questions that you may have. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish this head. We're at 5 minutes already. I'll be back in the next part of this video. I wanted to show you just how small the sections that I do up front are. This is probably the equivalent of like 5 locks, and obviously my locks were very small. So very small in the front because I want this to be the tightest curled, and even though the sections are smaller, I still use the same amount of mousse. Again, that's going to help it to set. And then I just continue on. Right now I'm at 56 minutes with all of these pipe cleaners. I wanted to try to get it to be under an hour to finish the whole head, but I kind of got distracted. I was talking to my husband. We over here debriefing about our day. So I think if I would have pushed it and maybe been a little bit more diligent, I probably could have done that 1 hour mark, but that's okay. I'll probably be closer to like an hour and 5 minutes once it's all said and done. But as you can see, I've made a lot of progress. I will show you the back so you can see how small or how much larger the back sections are than the front. But I definitely wanted to come back and give you an idea of how small these sections are up front because it makes a difference. This is what's going to frame your face, and it just helps with the longevity of the curl. So let me know down in the comments, guys, if there's anything about Sisterlocks or micro locks or natural hair or marriage or motherhood, lifestyle, anything that you want me to discuss on this page. I love taking suggestions and just nurturing the community in that way. So let me know. And I respond to literally every comment, so never feel shy to send me a comment or, you know, meet me in my DMs, because I mean it when I say that I value this community a lot. So yes, let me go ahead and finish these last few. I'll be back to show you and to let you know how many pipe cleaners it is. So they are all in. I just counted. I have 56 pipe cleaners in my head. Let me do a quick 360 for you to see how the back looks. And honestly, in a very interesting way, I kind of like this as its own style. I can wear my hair like this. Sometimes I put a fishnet thing on top if I want to keep them contained. Recently, when I wore this, I just had it like pulled back like this, and it kind of serves as its own style. I'm about to go to bed right now, so I'm just going to let them roam freely. But yes, 56 pipe cleaners. It took me 1 hour and 8 minutes and 27 seconds. Honestly, I could have done it in an hour like I mentioned, but I was taking my time. So there you have it. This is what it looks like when they are put in, and I will report back and take them down with you for you to see how it looks. Today is Wednesday. I'm taking them out. Today's Tuesday night, excuse me. And I'm taking them out on Friday sometime during the day. So that's Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to probably have about 2.5 days, and I will see you guys in the next part of this video. I'm back now. It is Friday at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I'm about to take these down. I'll show you how to remove a few of these pipe cleaners, and then I'm going to time how long it actually takes from start to finish to remove all 50 something of these pipe cleaners, because even though it might seem like a no-brainer to some, this might be somebody's first time curling their locks, so I just want to give you a full picture of what it looks like. So let's just go ahead and do it real quick. So you're going to grab one of them, and that little part that you bent over on top, you have to unfold because you don't want it to get tangled on your hair. And then you literally just start unraveling the curl like this. You see how it turns out? That is one section done. Let me go ahead and start this timer. We want to give you guys a full picture and start. All right, I'll show you one more. And then once I finish removing the whole head, I will report back, tell you how long it took, show you a little bit of what it looks like with the curls kind of set in these sections, and then also unraveled. I love being a resource and just being useful in any way that I can, especially in the Sisterlocks space, because I do think there is a need for realistic expectations and just information about locks in general. So, all right, let me go ahead and finish removing all of these and I'll be right back. Okay, just removed all pipe cleaners. It was after 19 minutes and 33 seconds, just in time because my kids just woke up and I have to go and start my day. So as you can see, I haven't like separated the curls. And what I mean by separate the curls is that you get one and you see how it's kind of in this tight spiral curl. You just go like this and like finger separate them and then kind of makes your hair go bigger and bigger and bigger. Just gives you more volume. You don't have to do that. Sometimes people like this spiraled curl look, and in fact, I'm kind of running out of time, so I'll do that later. But let me show you the back. And this is, I don't want to say the final look because I'm going to eventually separate them, but yes, that is this process from start to finish. Oh, I left one right here. On how to take out your pipe cleaners, how to put them in, take them out, and just to go from straight locks to curled locks. And like I mentioned, because of all of the product that I use, these curls will last me all the way until I wash my hair out. So let me go tend to these kids. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually put these rollers in for Kansas City Fashion Week, so be on the lookout for that content coming soon. I plan to show the whole week of fashion looks and all the things. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to join the family to be on the lookout for upcoming videos from me. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.